how to get everything out of every day, out of life. How not to live in your past, in your pain. How to draw back the power back to yourself. It's everyday steps, what you do. The thoughts will come. We can't stop them not to come. How you work with them, embody them, evolve them. Where your energy goes. As it goes continuously on the things what happen to you. You're continuously going into your experience which was not pleasant. Your body is made out of the water and it reacts with a negative or the positive. And if you're continuously putting your body, its energetic thing, being, and you're constantly putting it in a shock waves, what do you think is going to happen to your body? It will constantly feel tired and exhausted. And this is the point where you're going to say to yourself this is the trauma. It goes in, out, pain, happy, pain, happy, pain, happy, or pain, zero, numb feelings. It's going to feel overwhelmed and tired. The best thing what you can do is go to the nature, dig your feet to the soil, bury them inside in the sand, close your eyes and allow, if there is sun, to come on top of your head. If there is no sun, imagine the rays of sun to come on top of your head. And let it go, everything from top of your head to wash it down all the way to your feet. And wash it out of your body. Then you write it down. The things what you want. The things what you desire. Believe like it's there. And if you check with your body and emotions are coming up as limited beliefs, let's go say imposter syndrome. Let's go say I'm not enough. I talk about inner child wounding. So is it coming up as from a childhood where your parents said to you, shut up, you're not important, what do you think that you are? You're not smart enough, you're not good enough. So when I say to you, imagine that your future is already here, you're not going to believe that, because that limited beliefs is coming up for you and rising up within you. So it doesn't matter what you write on a vision board, what you write in your journal that you want, that limited belief will keep playing. And energetically, it plays on your energy field. So if you can understand this, we all have got energy field. If you don't even believe into it, but we all do. That's why when you see some people and you go like, oh, I don't like the energy of that person, I don't want to even talk to them. Children are the best to tell you that. And some parents are going to do the worst thing to the child and say, be polite, go and give a hug, even if the child tells you, I don't like that person, they scare me, there's something about them, or I don't trust them. That child, especially if it's under the age of 7, has got more purer emotions because they're not being, poisoned by the environment of expectations where we say as an adult, oh, we have to do this is expected of us. And as a mother, and I'm a mother to, I will say this, 2 adult children. Laura's turning 18. So Josh is 21. So as a mother, I know that we want to teach the children to be polite and to have manners. But when they say to us, they feel unsafe. As a mother, even if they have to say hello to their auntie or next door neighbor, if they don't want to go like, this is experience of my niece. And she said to to the grandmother, she said, I don't want to go to this next door neighbor. I don't like her. I don't want to enter the house. I don't like it. What was the compromise? As much as my ex-mother-in-law loved that neighbor, I said a compromise should be sit on the front steps of the house. She doesn't want to enter the house. Sit at the front steps of the house, have your coffee, have your cigarettes, whatever, over there, talk to your friend, whatever. And your granddaughter sits on the stairs. She doesn't want to come inside, and respect it and hold her hand to secure her. So as a parent, sometimes we need to come with compromises, and a child wants to be seen and heard, and we don't want to build a void instead of them, voids of negativity, because when they have a void, they're not being seen and heard. What do? An extreme opposite. So it's like a scale. If you can imagine, it's a scale. And if we don't have good enough stuff, the shadow rises up. And if we have good enough, the shadow goes down. But if we are suppressing a child, then the void of shadow rises up. And if the void rises up, do you think so that a child can fill it up with healthy, conscious emotions, patterns? It cannot, because it doesn't know. So the child will fill it up with addiction, because it wants to be loved, or wants to be prove to themselves that I'm not good enough as it is, so I may as well do this, and who cares? Nobody's gonna care. My parents are not gonna care. They're absent, they're emotionally unavailable, so they're not gonna care. So I do whatever I want to because they don't care. So when you come and see me in sessions, this is what I see. I see the energy, I see the patterns, I see what happened to you, how I see it, how I feel your energy. It's a part of the gift. There is no any other explanation. How I hear the people who crossed over, how I describe them to you, is how I see them. And I always ask, is this person like this? Do they walk like this? Do they talk? Do they wear the perfume? Whatever they show me from over there. And when you come in a session and you say to me, I want to talk to Uncle John, please note that there is no phone line there that I can say, can I have Uncle John there? I wish there is. My job is to help you, to transform you, to back to your original coding, to be authentic you. But because we all, including me, had trauma, had negative experiences, had shadows, or have shadows, we all have shadows, light them, embody them, evolve them. Don't feel ashamed of them, make it stronger. So example of this is when I was married to my first husband, and we done renovations, I learned a lot of things. Then afterwards, my mindset was, after I was going through divorce, what was this all about? I done all of these things and I don't see no results, because divorce was, the word gross is beyond me. And it was horrible, divorce. It wasn't pleasant, and being left without anything. And then I thought, I renovated the house, I lost everything, I done things. It's like it was for the waste. But looking now, helping my current partner, renovating his home, helping him out, I used, guess what, my knowledge, what I had from renovations before, what I helped my ex-father-in-law, what I helped in those times when I was married first time. Nothing is wasted. And when I come to my age now, nothing is wasted. And yes, when we get older, there is such a maturity which kicks in. And life experiences come in. So when you come and see me, the patterns, what I've got, establish them. Not just from books and courses, what I've learned. It's from what I hear from the people who crossed over. And what I see from clients, from patterns, what's happening. And there is never ever, example was yesterday in a session, emotion which happens with her husband, but I was explaining to her how the empathy and lack of empathy, and what happens with the parents when they have lack of empathy, how does that performs or sees in a child, and what does a child does. But it doesn't go always like single line, and it doesn't go always like, oh, that's like a book schedule formula. It doesn't. That's why I came in as a seer, as a person who can explain you, give you the answers. But not just to give you the answers, it's to heal, transform. That authenticity, what I talk about, and how to become authentic, it's scary, because who you are, who is authentic? What is the version of you to be authentic? Every time I ask someone, they get so scared because the shame comes in, or I don't know who I am. And you can be same age as me, in your mid-40s, you can be thinking about it. How and who am I? Because you maybe had a parents who suppressed you. You maybe got a trauma that you received in a childhood or teenagers years. And maybe you lived a life for everyone else and had to do things and had to grow up so fast. And then you quickly got married, and everything what happened, it happened for a reason. And now you're sitting back in your 30s or 40s or 50s, and you're going, my goodness, what happened to my life? How do I work through this? What do I do? Maybe you're going in circles. Maybe you're having so many different teachers, and maybe it's hard for you to sit down. But every day you make a choice. Make a choice what you wanted to do, what you want for yourself. And when that choice and determination kicks in, like a sports person, and I know this when I was young, I was doing synchronized swimming for at the time for my country. And we would train 4 or 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. During the communism, that's how it was. If you were part of the team, you were retraining. And there was no, I'm tired, I need to go bathroom. There was no such a thing. And every time I would have said to my trainer, I can't feel my legs, I can't feel my arms, like I'm exhausted. She was saying, push yourself to the next limit. The moments when you want to give up is the moment when you're going to have a breakthrough, and push yourself. And that helped me when I was doing nursing during the war in my country. And there was moments where I was like, I can't stand, I can't sit, I couldn't do things. We had a shift when it was 18 hours, 24 hours. There was no one else to come to the hospital, so you had to just keep working. And I lived basically on coffee. And there was the moments when I had to push myself and not to give up, because other people needed me. So every single day, what I want to say from that point is, you have got a choice. If you're not living in a war country, if it's peaceful in your country where you're living, then you have got a choice. Spend 5 minutes reading your desire list. Book a therapy. Read a book. Go for a walk. Fill up your soul. Every day. And little bit by little bit, all of those little steps will create a bigger step. And all of those little steps will make it easier eventually. Don't expect to have a result instantly. This is not your life or your wounds are not Instagram. It's not instant satisfaction, instant glorification, instant stuff. We're living in a world where we expect everything instantly. Instant surgeries, instant this, instant that. If we're going to build a life on instant, is it going to sustain? When a wind, when a hard times come in, when a hurricane or, monsoon comes in, is it going to sustain your home? And your home is you. You want to build a strong foundations. You want to build how to work when the rain comes in. What to do? Close the windows. But how to do that inside of yourself. The anger will going to come in. How to work with it. How to wash it away. How to let it go. How to not to hold on to it. And sometimes it's about those little steps will create a ripple effect instead of you. And the results will start showing. Little steps. Make a choice. Because you matter. And if my life story inspires you and gives you the strength to know you're not by yourself, surround yourself with people who had similar stories as you, who you can relate. Look at them, what they're doing. Use their formula to help you. Look at the real things, not a nice, beautiful pictures. Look at the real life of them. What have they been through? As a woman, I will always be able to relate to women even more because I'm a woman. As a healer, I can feel men and women. But when I say that I understand something, what you've been through, I will share what I've been through myself. And that's why when I give a parent advice, I give a parent advice because I'm a parent myself and a stepmom and running a blended family of teenagers in our home. How to do it on an everyday basis. How to be a conscious parent, how to have boundaries, how to be assertive, still radiant. Not every day is gonna be easy. Not every day is gonna be just gliding. There'll be the days where you wanted to just scream and give up. And that's okay. And you will learn what to do in those moments. Because if we expect of our life to give us perfection every single day, as a human beings, we learn when it's not as perfect, when it's harder, we learn. My biggest challenges or lessons came from those times. And everyone tells you exactly the same thing. If you want to learn about dating, how can you learn that when you're single? The biggest healings and the biggest lessons come in when you're actually in relationship. Because that will trigger you, that will challenge you. The same is with running your own business. The challenges, what people will say, what clients will say. And as a mother, when you become one, first thing what you'll say, I don't want to become like my mother. Or I want to become like my mother. But then your own fears come in. The voices come in. And I've got, and I'm proud to say this, I've got 2 adult children where I love sitting at a table and talking to them. I raised 2 children where I feel comfortable, I feel loved, I feel soulful, and they feel exactly the same. And they can talk about everything and anything. And they feel safe and secure and seen. There is no pressure. There is respect. There are boundaries. There is love. There is compassion. There's empathy. There's structure. Always been a structure. My children had chores. I still have got them. They're 21 and 18. They live with me full time. There's been ups and downs, of course it was. There was the days when it was really hard. And there was the days when it was really fun. I wanted to raise 2 conscious children. They're heart opened and soulful. I wanted to raise children where they believe in themselves. They're confident. They've got healthy ego. They do recognize their own emotions, their own shadows, but it does not happen if I didn't show them the path, if I didn't mirror them that, if I didn't talk to them, if I didn't invest myself into them. And the day when I become a mother, I said, I want to be the best version of me and the best conscious parent I possibly can. I've grown and evolved with my children. And I want to teach you exactly the same steps, what I did from when they were 0 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 to 13, all of those important years. What do you do? How to teach them to problem solve and not just have temper tantrums. My name is Yelena from the Healing Light, Lite. Subscribe to the video channels. If you wanted to book a clarity calls, let me know, DM.